Okay, well, here's my new home, 160 Flake Road. As you can see, I started hacking down some of this grass, but I got a long way to go. So this is the front. Here's the screen door that I removed from the frame because all the glass was broken. Front door up here is where I removed a wasp's nest. The first one. Inside is not too bad right now. I've done a lot of cleaning. You can see there's a drywall patch right by the door. Looks like a pretty good patch. Probably should paint this room. We got the window sills here. This is all water damaged. I vacuumed up all the dead bugs. Looks like I missed one. And the screen on this window has a screen on the outside of this, but the screen is all detached right around the edges, so that'll need to be replaced. Got some roses blooming out there. That's good. So things are pretty disheveled. I've been just gradually cleaning every single surface in this house, which has been covered with, there's been some stains, some spills that hadn't been cleaned up. It looks like these people were maybe smokers and also had a pet. So a lot of the walls have kind of this smoker's dinge to them. I don't know, you can't really see the light here. But we should paint this room. We got some similar kind of water damage on the inside of this windowsill. I haven't vacuumed this one yet. They left these nice chairs, which were covered in dead bugs and spider webs. This window AC unit works, which is nice. There's some pretty bad water damage or something in this windowsill. There's like a trail of little tiny ants that come from somewhere around this window. Actually, I think the ants come in multiple places. Let's see, kitchen, I did a pretty good job cleaning up here. There's, you can see the splashboard behind the faucet has some water damage. Normally these are caulked. The whole edge should be caulked. It doesn't look like that was done on this house. So, water will get behind there, and this is just made of particle board. So that just absorbs water really well. And just goes to shit when it gets wet. So all along this edge, looks like there's some water damage, and then under the sink, I already cleaned under here, but back in the corners you can see that there's been water that has come in. Looks like we got some nice duct tape around the piping. The pipe comes in. That's probably to seal from mice or other critters getting in here. But you can definitely see, and then this thing is laminate has come up, and then right underneath here is kind of an interesting, scary little burrow hole here. I didn't really get too far in there to clean yet. Looks like there's a lighter, some broken glass and stuff back there. But typically, so that's definitely where a mouse or some kind of rodent was coming in. I did find mouse droppings in many places, but and then Dennis also told me the story of how there was a snake behind the stove that was like 3 or 4 feet long. I don't know if he told you that story, but that's why they had to replace the stove at one point. He said that there was a big snake that had come in and chewed up some wires. and electrocuted itself. And of course the snake was probably chasing a mouse. Got some more, just, I don't know what that's from. Just some kind of water damage or something way back here. Probably a spill that hadn't been cleaned up. Fridge is in good shape. There were, just needed to be cleaned. They left, they left a lot of things here. So there was towels, bed sheets, that sort of thing. Here's the washer and non-existent dryer. This dryer vent. Dryer vent is just probably open to the underneath of the house, so I'm sure that critters could just crawl right up in there. I'm not sure. Actually, I probably should have a vent cover on it. So some kind of gunk back here, something spilled or whatever. Another spill. I vacuumed back here, but I haven't washed it down with bleach yet, which is something that I've been doing with every surface. Yeah, so the front door on this thing is broken. Now the door, actually, it took me a while to figure out how to open it. You got to push it in order to open it. It smells really bad of mildew in there because it was probably a little bit moist inside, and it was closed and it stayed shut for the past 10 months or however long it's been. But so this front part of the door is busted, probably from somebody trying to open it with a little too much angst. And that's a double ply, obviously, so I think the washer could still be used like this. It wouldn't leak water, it would just be, I don't know, condensation or something coming out. So not an issue, but I need to get in there and clean that mildew out before I use it for my own clothes. I cleaned out, this was all full of blankets and sheets and random stuff up here. Still a few more things that I haven't cleared up. I've been sleeping in a bug net because there were a lot of spiders and stuff that I don't want crawling on me while I sleep. This room is okay. This color is really hideous. You've got a little bit of water damage coming in the ceiling. I don't know if that's something that is active or if that's just old. But this closet, hello, this closet is great, but there were tons of clothes in here, the man's clothes. I actually cleared a lot of stuff out. The fuck, there's tons of hangers in here. There's a million hangers. So I cleared out this closet yesterday along with the bed sheets and whatnot, and made a big trip to the Goodwill. But this was all full of the dude's suits and whatnot. So this room is it's great closet. I vacuumed up, but it's still a little dirty. Okay, so there's a big hole right here. This, I don't know what is up with this. Why? There's a space between so probably the subfloor is rotted to some extent. Kind of smells a little bit bad in here, but like I said, I haven't cleaned this room with the bleach yet. I've sort of started vacuuming in here. I guess I didn't finish vacuuming up all the dead bugs. But yeah, so probably what happened is that the floor, because the floor right here is the linoleum is right on top of the subfloor, and then right here there's like the subfloor goes down, so there's space between it's just this panel. Probably some water damage or something, or the subfloor is a little rotted right there, because the water heater is in here. So water piping goes, it's behind this, so I gotta take this screw out. I haven't gone in there yet, but I know the water heater is behind this panel here. So that's not really something that I'm gonna probably worry about unless we get around to sealing up places where critters and mice and stuff could come in, which, you know, would be nice to do. But anyway, so I have some of my stuff strewn around the floor because when I showed up here, actually, I was pretty disorganized, having just driven across the country. So I'm still in the process of cleaning in here. This is also kind of a hideous decor. Let's see, what's the story in here? I haven't gone under here yet to clean. It's still kind of dirty, but it doesn't look like doesn't really look like water damage too bad. Big spider. And looks good under here. So this thing also was filled with crap from the previous tenants behind here. Oh, and then also there was a bunch of bed sheets and stuff in here that looked like had been some kind of rat or mouse living in, because the sheets were all chewed up, and there was a bunch of mouse poop, which I cleaned up. So behind here, you can see the floor is whatever, I don't know what happened there, water or something, but certainly that would be a location where rodents could get in, and insects and whatnot. Otherwise in here looks pretty good. The this thing works. It works just fine. This is loose. I don't know what's up with that. I haven't used this tub, obviously. Yeah, so this shower, you can see this handle had been replaced at one point. But yeah, this does not close properly. You can close it, but it doesn't stay closed. So while you're showering, the water all can drip off the back onto the floor here, which it certainly has. You can see that there's soft spots underneath the linoleum, and then there's this here, which is, you know, definitely rotted. That would be a can of worms to open up. I don't think we should really do anything in here, because this whole thing, you know, it just is what it is. There's, you know, where there was caulking, here is just, you know, kind of rotted, just old. So inside this shower, let's see, there's a crack in the shower floor, which, you know, opens up when you stand on it, and I'm gonna try to fill that in today. Okay, so yeah, I cleaned all this, but it's still like real rusty and kind of gnarly. The shower walls and stuff, you know, this has already been cleaned once with Ajax, but you can see still that there's a lot of scum on there that just didn't seem like these guys were all that into cleaning. Toilet seat on the bottom, you know, is just completely disgusting, but that's not, you know, this is after cleaning. That's just the paint flaking off of the wooden toilet seat. So, toilet paper roll thing is gone. Well, it's not gone, it's right there. Okay, so that's this room. And then there's also like, I don't know if you can see this, but this is like this kind of yellowish, brownish, like residue. This is probably like cigarette smoke mixed with shower steam that then just like coagulates on the wall. You can see the wall is like, oh, got this like kind of yellowish tinge. They were either smokers or, I mean, I found some weed and a weed pipe underneath the sink when I was yesterday. I actually put it in with the bag I brought to Goodwill. I thought maybe they would get a kick out of that. Hopefully they got a laugh. So then the secondary bathroom, I haven't cleaned the baby's room yet. It's not focusing. Why? The baby's room, you know, I just haven't gotten in here yet. It doesn't look too bad. There's no carpet. That carpet in the bedroom I had to vacuum fully twice or maybe 3 times because there was so much like pet hair. I don't know if it was a dog or a cat, but just the whole vacuum bag was just full of pet hair. And you know, speaking of hair, also like lots of hair in the drains. Lots of hair that I had to pull out of this drain, which I did. There's still some in there. So yeah, this was the first bathroom that I cleaned because I really just needed to take a shower. And I finished cleaning this whole bathroom, and then I went to try the shower, and this thing just fell right out of the faucet, and so there's the O-ring. Because this knob had been pulled off. Anyway, so this thing, oops, that O-ring. Okay, so yeah, I think this thing is just a little too corroded. I don't know why this thing fell out, but I figure we could just probably replace this whole faucet without having to get into the shower head. I'm sure still works. I don't know why this doesn't want to focus. There we go. Yeah, but then I was like, oh man, I can't take a shower in here. I had to go clean the whole other bathroom before I could take a shower. Anyway, so similar thing in here. The floor underneath this toilet feels like it's just uneven, like warbly. So the toilet, if you sit on the toilet, it would rock back and forth. So I tried to tighten these nuts, these bolts, but I don't know if it's just bolted to, I don't know how soft the floor is underneath, but it didn't seem really to do anything. So I just stuck a couple shims underneath there to at least keep it from moving back and forth. So that's that. That's good. In here is okay. I cleaned in here. I would fill that in probably somehow. I think that's pretty much it so far that I have to show. I mean, also, I don't know if that's a cooling vent or a heating vent. The vents, so that's the bathroom fan, and then that's probably the central air vent. I bet that I would hope that the cool comes in from the top and that the heat comes in from the bottom. That looks like it's got a filter or something that looks pretty dirty. I did try to vacuum in there, but all the ones on the ceiling, I think it's just the cigarette smoke. I don't know if there's a paper filter or it's actually a metal, it looks like a metal grate, and then I don't know what's behind there, but I should probably take that down and clean that at some point. So that is that as far as the that's that as far as the inside of the house, what I know so far. Like I said, a lot of minor things. It's not too big of a deal. They left some things here that I've been gradually disposing of, like this AC unit. I'll have to figure out where to put that, where to get rid of that. Or maybe I'll just dump it in the river. All right, well, that's that for now. I hope this is informative. Thank you.